Okay. All right, so we're waiting for people to show up here. It looks like we've got one person live with us. All right, I guess everybody's still at work. So we got two live. We're still waiting here. We're trying to get at least 5 people going before we get this started. Well, we have one then. So I'm going to start with some introductions for this channel. We're going to be talking about Section 8 housing, rental assistance, and we're also going to be talking about low-income housing. For those of you that don't know me, for 15 years I've been doing this. I've studied every COC manual, HUD manual, operations manual, and a great deal of other information. I'm known in the country as one of the best out there when it comes to getting people housing. When it comes to rental assistance, it works hand in hand. So most of you have seen many of my videos. You have a lot of people that post videos about rental assistance, and they really, they copy and paste things off of Google. They don't actually do all the federal research or read all the legislation. So we'll be covering both of those two topics in the video. Now, for you guys that are new to the channel, this is going to be a live video. You can, chat with me in the side window to the left or to the right on your phone or your computer. It allows you to use emojis and type whatever you like or ask questions if you have them. So I want to recognize a few people here today that are members of the channel, and that's going to be, and we'll do this very quickly. Mimi Ocean, which is one of my silver VIPs, Martha, Spenda, Guy Billio, Don Pedro, Minka L, Ruth Holmes, Jasmine Victoria, Daniel Martell, Ms. Janice Congress, Lisa Dolan, Turk, and Bob Coolin, Donna Anderson, Karen Dacey, and Dr. Krista. So I just want to thank all of y'all that are members. If you're not a member of the channel, it's not a requirement. So it's a little bit different than being subscribed. And anyways, I want to thank you for your support. So first thing I want to do is I want to congratulate everybody around the country. We did pass the legislation this afternoon with Joe Biden. So that means for the rental assistance, we now have a second big chunk of funding. So you guys that already have direct deposit for stimulus checks, you should expect to already start seeing payments by this weekend. For those of you that are expecting or looking for rental assistance, as you know, from December up till now, we've been waiting for most states to get the package that President Donald Trump had passed back in 2020. It's just now become available. Now we're all lucky enough to have 2 different presidents. Now we have 2 different packages, and now there's a total of $50 billion worth of money out there to help you with your rent. So I want to recognize VR and Rachel for joining the channel and the chat. So hello, y'all. Now, one of the things I want to tell you about is you got to March 31st for the rental assistance. So if you're behind on rent or you're going to need help with your rent going forward for the next 18 months, then you can work with either package in order to get your rent paid. And that's something that I do very well. It took me, I think, 11 federal requests and reading through about 1,500 pages of legislation, a lot of calls to get the accurate information of where to apply. And there's a lot of things built into the rental assistance that can trip you up and trick you. For most of you that know me, I am a consultant, and the 14 years that I've offered advice was for free. However, this has been a difficult year. I can no longer work 10 and 15 hours a day with phone calls for free, so I do charge for consulting. It's not that much. So whether you're looking to get housing through Section 8, low income, or get assistance with your rental assistance, I charge $40 for 30 minutes, okay? That's reasonable for me, considering that I've given 15 years of my life for free, 150 videos. And I've, in fact, even made a video about rental assistance, kind of walking you through it. For those of you that are not clear about rental assistance, every county does it different. So I would have to make 5,300 videos to specifically tell you how to do it. You see why it wouldn't make sense for me to sit there and do that? And so it's just easier just to hire somebody to help you versus, you saying or filling out that application the wrong way, and then you screw it up and you don't get it, okay? So you've got 2 chances right now to get this. One, which will expire in 30 days, and the other, of course, will be continued through part of this year. Looks like we got a few more people joining us. Scratch and Sip. And looks like Rachel chimed in again. So yeah, if you do need help with that, you're always welcome to, get me to help you with it. It's my time. We give you a phone call. It takes about a half hour longer for us to run through the process, and then that happens. For those of you that are out here trying to get Section 8, I have a very good reputation with that. So in that 15 years, I can tell you over 5,000 people I've placed in housing. So you've got people that wait 10 and 15 years. I've, through research, reverse engineering, federal requests, around 500,000 pages of procedures, operations manuals, COC manuals, which means I have the actual manuals that these housing authorities train their people with. So I knew the rules in which they play by. I also know how to bend those rules. So the difference is when people need to get housing and they go through me and through consulting, I usually can push you to say certain things about your application in such a way that it would shave off on a 10-year, move you down to around maybe 8 to 12 months, okay? Make no mistake, housing is not intended to be fair. It never has been. It's been around 50 years. It's often very, in my opinion, pretty rigged. A lot of times the people that work at housing authorities, people that get those vouchers tend to be, people that know people at the housing authority. So, people often that get these vouchers are the people that are friends and family or political constituents. So I level that playing field by basically knowing what to say and what to do when on your applications, and I really do level that playing field. So I have a 97% success rate with that. I have a 91% success rate, and as it stands now with the rental assistance, I think I've helped recover over $1.1 million in rent. That's not hard to do with over 400 people, considering most people are anywhere from 3 to 10,000 in debt. So I wish I could say that was a big record. But it's not. And now one thing you guys need to understand about rental assistance when I help you apply, I'm working you through the process, helping you with the questions, but federal law prevents me from collecting your personal identification, driver's license, social security, and all your private records and doing it for you, okay? I can only get you prepared, bring you to where you need to go, whether you're walking in or applying online, but I cannot do it for you, okay? That is illegal. The federal government does not allow me to do that, and you should never allow anybody to have that much documentation on you, okay? Those are the people that are running scams. Do not do that. Oh, that was a mouthful. So back to that stimulus check. Now, I want to talk to you guys about that. For those of you that are lucky enough to have direct deposit, you guys should see about $1,400 payment. For those of you who are single or seniors or disabled, those of you with kids, you're probably going to look at several thousand to $10,000 worth of money. So it's going to be exciting times. It's nice to have a little bit of money in your pocket, especially after, most of us, being broke for quite a while. This pandemic has really tore everybody up. So you should be looking forward to that. Now, the Biden administration on his rental assistance, his version of this is going to take a couple of weeks to roll out, and then the states need to apply. And then, once we get through all this, it could take 3 weeks, it could take a little longer. And then you guys can start looking forward to A, immediate stimulus check, B, the rental assistance up to 18 months, B, under no disillusion. It's not going to last a year and a half, okay? They might tell you it's going to last 18 months. Don't be a fool, okay? Especially if you're in a big city. And here comes the other caution. If you live in New York, California, or Florida, these are big states. It's convoluted because of politicians, so they're still arguing on how to put a porthole, how people should apply. And so if you live in those states, we're actually still waiting on funding from the states because they've really just completely fucked it up, to be honest with y'all, okay? Now, if you live in other states, I've had pretty good success rate right now. I think I've had 24 failures. There are people that actually can, hire to consult with me because they believe that I can get them money direct deposit in their account, to rental money, or rental assistance. If you are a drug addict or an alcoholic, please do not hire me, okay? I'm not going to go and break federal law for you to get you money, okay? So I'm just telling you right now, I will fund your money, and that will be the end of it. I'm not going to support anybody's habits. For those of you who don't know, about 70% of the time, the back rent could be sent to the landlord. The other 30% of the time, they may send it to you. You have to keep accurate records. This is the federal government. You see what happened with unemployment checks in California. Now, that is a state-funded program, and people are sitting in prison over it. Now, when you start messing with the feds, you're going to send in a federal penitentiary, and they will house you for free. It'll be just like Section 8, 3 hots and a cot, and you'll do 85% of the time for something ridiculous. So please, if you honestly want help with this, I don't mind it. But like I said, if I suspect that you're under the influence of anything or you're going to do things that are illegal with the money, I'm not going to help you, okay? Now, moving on, guys. If you want to join membership in the channel, like I said, that's, that membership stuff, it gives you special badges where you can communicate with me on the sidebar. It's really designed for young teenagers that play games and stuff like that. I decided to add it because it gives me a unique way for you guys to be able to ask ask questions and get answers from me. So it's really not designed as a scheme to make money, okay? Mimi, oh, hey girl. Glad to have you on the channel. I'm still waiting on, it's one other person I wanted to mention. Let's see. Gina Sanford. We're hoping you join us here today. I've got a large group of seniors and older adults, and I enjoy talking to all of them immensely. Most of the people that are members of my channel, over half of them I've consulted with. So there's a lot of great people, and a lot of you guys have stuck with me 3 to 6 years, There's a difference between a talking head and a rodeo clown. That's what a lot of people do on YouTube. They're looking to make nickels, dimes, and pennies off this stuff. And so they'll just say whatever shit comes out of their mouth, and then that's going to be the video and the advice they give. These people have never read anything other than what they can copy and paste off of Google. So I caution you guys. You want to know about my reputation, you can go to the About channel. There's an About section on my channel, and you'll see that I have a long reputation. I manage over 100 million in properties, okay? So people would not, they would hire me as a consultant to fill a $20 million apartment, a complex that accepts Section 8. They get me to screen, and I've got 28 landlords across 26 states. So if I'm providing links to these different places and you see my photo and it says district manager, I approve applications, that alone stands for my reputation. Okay. So this is not me self-reporting. You can actually investigate my background on the community page of my channel. So if you go up to the upper tab, you go down there, you'll see nothing but reviews. Okay. These are not handwritten reviews. These are actual award letters, people thanking me, and you see Section 8 letters. Congratulations, you just received a voucher. A lot of these guys are getting special use within 6 days, 8 months, 12 months. COC guys, I'm burning you guys through there. Over 400 I managed to get, I think, in less than 45 days, unless you live in Florida. It takes 90. Again, I tell you, Florida's one of those states that's a real pain in the ass to deal with. So, Rachel, good to see you again. She's one of my bronze VIPs. So I see you guys are putting that to use in the chat. So I want to thank all 12 people that are joining. Hopefully, as time progresses with these live videos, more people will come and visit with us. But for those 12 of you that are with me, I appreciate y'all joining. So, about my background, this is an interesting thing, doing the rental assistance and helping people with Section 8, 15 years. Most of you guys don't know, I was put out as a kid on the streets. I grew up in South Louisiana, pretty tough streets. And I spent almost a decade on those streets. Okay, I didn't always own a home. I wasn't always a consultant. I didn't always know what I know. I lived in homeless shelters. I lived out on the street. I know the game. I can talk street language as good as any person out there, including a homeless person under a bridge or a crackhead. Okay, I know what goes on. It was from that destitute over 25 years ago that I slowly wound myself off that street, up out of there. So make no mistake, I'm as street smart as I am, book smart. This took a long time, and I do this because I want to. Why else would anybody can be compelled to help at this level, make 150 videos, charge people nothing, you know what I'm saying, for 5 years, and go on for another 15. So only recently did I charge people, okay, because I have to have something for my personal time. So let's take a look at some of these questions on the side here. Mimi, please do be here. I got invited by Gina Sanford. Oh, yeah, so there's Gina Sanford. I'm hoping she's on with us, and there's... looks like you guys are up in California. So here's the deal. I think California, New York, it looks like the timeline is going to be around the 15th of the month. So I'm hoping to have good answers on that. There's Major Jungle Beats. So I'm glad to have you on up here on the channel, joining us. So moving on from that, I moved up the streets, did that, and then I went to college 3 different times, got my own house, and I do what I do now. And now I consult, I consult major mortgage companies, big landlords, property lords, a lot of major banks. I also consult actually with housing authorities. I've had several housing authorities, 7 housing authorities have sent me cease and desist letters. They would like very much for me and my channel to disappear. Why? I look at a cease and desist letter like this. When you do my job so well that their attorneys have to go after me to get me to shut up, it proves one thing. It's an honorary degree saying that I'm really good at what I do. Okay? They're not going to bother the other guy on YouTube that's doing this for a 3-minute video. They're going to go after people like me. And so I consider those honorary degrees. Now, what else we got going on here? So it looks like Ronald joined us here. And Major and Rachel's chiming in too. So glad to have you guys join us. So, on the rental assistance side, you guys get a second chance. This is not the end of the deal. I know I've processed right now about 197 clients for the rental assistance. We've got a pretty good success rate. And in a couple of weeks, when Biden's plan fully rolls out and every state applies, then you guys can come on back to me and we can do this game again, and get you more rental assistance. There are a lot of rules and there are a lot of things that trip you up. And remember, anytime you involve politicians and lawmakers at the local and state level, they're always going to put bullshit inside of rental assistance to try to block half the people from getting it. It's just how the game works. So what I've been trying to do, and I spent 3 weeks on the research for this to ensure that I put my clients through this to get rental assistance to try to get you the maximum amount. Look, you guys are always welcome to go do it yourself. The best free way to do it is to do it freely yourself, okay? I prefer not to spend 30 minutes 20 times or 40 times a day doing it for free, okay? So moving on. Looks like we're up to 15 people and 5 likes, so I appreciate you guys. Now, if you guys are struggling with housing out there, my advice to you is, you can always, there are ways to get in housing, I realize that LA and New York City are tough cities to get housing, but most other states, it's been a pretty fast process. I know on COC side, which is a continuum of care and coordinated entry, most of you guys I can get to score off the charts, and you usually email me or text me or thank me usually within a couple of weeks because most of you have a key in the lease. In fact, I would estimate that over 70% of the people that are members of my channel are former people that either lived on the street, were evicted, and other things, and now you guys are actually in your own place, okay? So my channel is not made up of bought people from China or India that I graciously or somehow paid to be members, okay? These are all real people that will vouch for me and tell you that these are all former clients and current, okay? So I'll let my reputation speak for itself there. So let's talk about low-income housing, affordable housing, and Section 8, and how all that might work. There are 7 golden principles. Every housing authority is administered by the state or county, and occasionally they're administered by nonprofits. Look, they look at very key things. They're called preferences. Even when a waiting list is closed by federal law, they do have to, in principle, hold 15% of those vouchers in reserve. They don't need to tell you. Just like when you go there and you apply, you assume the only thing you could get is an HCB voucher. My friend, let me tell you something. Over 130 different kinds of funding, which create probably close to 100 types of vouchers you could potentially get. I don't care if your waiting list has been closed 20 years. I can tap into that under special use, okay, and get you a voucher. I did it for one lady. She called it a mythical unicorn. You know why she said that? Because she applied and got it 6 days later. So when I tell you that my reputation stands alone in this nation, it does. It truly does. I don't really think anybody else comes close to competing with me except the talking heads on CNN and other places like that, okay? But they do it for the big money, I'm not doing it for the big money. I've never been in for the big money. Trust me, that TV behind me would be a lot bigger if that were the case. So let's check out and see what people are saying on the side here. Wow, that's awesome. Stakes are high to make mistakes. Whatever it takes to get it done is priceless to me. I'm 401. Hello. We'll be glad to pay. Never received the 600. Hey, Jay. Hey, Mama. How you doing, Miss Mama? So I'm glad to have all y'all. I got my seniors. I got my bridge people, homeless people. Some of you guys got a few loose screws. That's all right. When I got in this, I knew that people with mental health problems are going to come around. And what makes me great? I don't turn you guys down. I've got people that write. I got people that get high, and write monolithic emails to me, okay? The average person that would do my job would probably say, you know what, I'm just going to delete them. They're really in trouble. I accept everybody openly. I've always had faith in humankind. I've been on those streets, so I know how hard it can be. And for you guys that are struggling with rental assistance, let me tell you something. You're only a fraction of a second from being on a street when you can't pay rent. So that's why I tell people, never judge. It was the middle class a year ago who would think to themselves, oh, I would never be one of those people. Now you can't even pay your rent. So you went from some class to no class, okay? You see how that happens real quick when a pandemic hits. That's why I say, people, you don't need to judge each other. The goal really here is for me to help you guys, okay? So, most of you know I have about 20 cats. I treat them well. I kind of a rescue center. I let all these cats come in my yard and I feed them. If I'm willing to treat those animals that well, spend $1,000 saving a cat's life, imagine what I would do for a human, okay? So that speaks to, as a testament to the type of men that I am, okay? At least currently, these days. So looking over here, it looks like I am a landlord and out over 50K. So if you are a landlord, my strongest advice to you is, why are you not applying for rental assistance? You could actually knock on every tenant's door right now, and we could set up applications for every single one of them and start getting your bank account direct deposited 12 months from Trump and 18 months going forward through Biden. You have every opportunity with that. It really comes down to just setting up the applications, getting the cooperation of your tenants. I know that because I'm a district manager, and like I said, I have 100 million properties that I deal with, and I approve applications for those properties in 28 states. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying there's no excuse. I'm just saying you've got to get to working on that. So if you don't know how to do it, I would suggest contacting me. If you've got that many tenants or you're down that far in rent, then we need to talk about what we can do to start working on this, because this funding won't be around forever, okay? And let me tell you something, just like anything, whether you're a landlord, a tenant, a bank, a mortgage company, and you've got people that are not paying you, you got to start working on that stuff right now, okay? If you don't know how to do it, then hire somebody to do it. That's the best answer I can give you. Right now, I've got a mortgage company worth millions. They pay me pretty well. I solve their problems every day, okay? So that's my advice. My email's down there. Get in touch with me, and I'll try to help you out with that. Looks like we appreciate the work you do. It's priceless. What is the next process for Section 8 once you've completed the questionnaire and provided the required documentation? Well, the big excitement there is when you check your mail and you get a piece of mail, or you get a call that usually indicates you're within 60 days of receiving the voucher, okay? So you usually wait. Now, a lot of times, here's a game that the housing authorities love to play. They'll tell you, oh, well, you apply right, and they tell you, oh, well, it's 6 years if you need 2-bedroom, or it's 10 years if you need 3. All that is just horseshit. Let me explain what actually really goes on with that. Yeah, it's 6 and 10 years if the only special preference you have is the fact that you're low income, okay? If you guys are out there applying for Section 8, okay, and you said the right things and you filled out the application at a pro level like I would have a client do, I can assure you, even if they told you 6 years, it ain't going to be but 8 to 12 months. The people that wait that long are the ones that give all the wrong answers. I got people that complain, I've been on it 20 years. Well, it's simple. You said and did everything you could possibly do wrong. You haven't updated your application 10, 15 years. Nothing's changed about your life. You have no special preferences on there. And so about the time that they put you in a pine coffin, that's when they're going to award you, that apartment. So like I tell you guys, if you don't know how to play the game and beat them at it, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're spinning your wheels. And if you're searching around Google, let me tell you something about Google and YouTube. The advice that I see people give, look, you can get better advice from a bubblegum machine or a fortune teller, okay? I've seen the videos on YouTube, okay? These people really just, they border a loose screw, making videos about shit they don't even understand, really, okay? So my advice on that is, man, get somebody that really knows. I can show you the legislation, the law, the county law, state law. I can show you the data manuals, processing manuals, operations manuals. I can show you the manuals that train your people with, how these things work, the IT algorithms and how they're going to rank you on a waiting list, the precise questions and answers that have to be done, and the very reason why they would select you, okay? I also know the backdoor special purposes, and I can go on for a good 6 hours on here and completely tear up any housing authority. In fact, I'll give an invitation to any housing authority in America. You're welcome to conference call me, put all your supervisors on the phone, and I'll go toe to toe with anybody you have in your housing authority. And I can assure you, I will stack it up to where I know 10 times your best employee. Okay. I'll compete with anyone you got. Send me a sample of your test, your assessment, or your questionnaire, and I guarantee I'll defeat your system, and I'll do it within days. Okay. I'll guarantee you will grant me a special use, and I'll bank that on any state, including California and New York. So that is a challenge to any housing authority who wants to throw it at me. All right, let's move on. So let's see. We got a few more comments here. What is the next process, Section 8? So I kind of explained that. 2 tenants only. So 2 tenants at 10 grand, that's a lot. So we'd have to chip away at that. It's going to depend on the state. Some cities, states, and counties are running low on funding. I think we could probably get that number a little bit lower. All right now, says Rachel. Can I get with them over the phone? Or, well, VR, the one thing you should always expect from the housing authority, they hire people that just freshly quit Taco Bell. Most of them got their GED out of the bubblegum machine. They treat you like shit. They'll talk down to you. They'll straight up lie to you. And so they're condescending, rude, and pretty ruthless, in my opinion. Why would you ever accept a job at a housing authority or a COC when you knew your job was to help people when you actually act like the devil? I've never understood that, okay? But most people that have clients, I've warned you guys, even the ones with mental health issues, to try to remain neutral and just take the shit from the people, because let the score and the algorithm do the talking, okay? Don't worry about what these people are telling you, because it's never going to be the reality. And let me tell you something, they'll say or do anything to get you to quit, not answer the phone, give up, or not even update your application. That is the game. If they get in your head, then that's how it works. And if you don't think this isn't psychological, there are a lot of games that these employees at these housing authorities, how do you think they thin to hurt? If you've got 20,000 people applying and there's only 1,000 vouchers to be got, how do you think they get rid of people? It's simple. You put the most obnoxious person you can on the phone line that's going to sit there and talk to you sideways, and it gets rid of people. It works really well. And then there's some of you that will simply accept the word no instantly and then walk away and just give up. So if you know what, if you're fragile, hire a consultant, man, because I don't mind going toe to toe with them. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other things. I'm from New York. Tried to get help from HRA, one-shot deal, but they denied if you miss one. So Guy Villanto. Okay, well, Guy, let me tell you something. New York is a big problem. It always has been a problem with that one-shot deal, but one-shot deal through HRA, and I'm very familiar with the shady shit that goes on with HRA, okay? I'm also familiar with the other 63 organizations that like to nickel, dime, and give out little donations, okay? That is a state-run program, and as far as I know, that's not going to be the ERAP or RCA program, so I'm pretty sure what you might have been applying for may be in a state or taxpayer-funded program. I don't really think that might have been on the federal level. I really have to check, because what I do know right now is this is not a one-shot deal, okay? So when Trump did that and he funded this program, it was never designed to be a one-shot. So when I hear language like that, the one-shot program, that's something that's completely just New York taxpayer-funded stuff, garbage. So what we are waiting on is going to be the next round for Trump. Now, New York is still dragging. Like California, they don't have the funding for the rental assistance immediately. And same thing with California. So I know we're still waiting on that stuff just to go through there. And I'm pretty sure the one-shot stuff was from August of earlier in the summer. So we're still waiting on the Trump part to end of that. And then you get the Biden part. So look, guys, it's a matter of patience. I'm pretty sure that California and New York will be prepared to do rental assistance by the 15th, okay? Most of them have a mandate to have to issue it by the 31st. They've held the money hostage now for almost 5 months. It is a federal mandate to have to give the money out. Either give it up, give it out, or give it up. It's time for the politicians to either quit their job or do their job. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just too much. Too much. You got too many people in New York that need the money. Okay, so are you in California? No, I'm in Houston. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a Cajun, and I'm originally from Louisiana. However, I've lived in Texas so long. I've lived in Texas longer than Louisiana, so I guess I'm a Cajun cowboy. I live north of Houston, out in Tomball. So I guess, like I said, I'm a Cajun cowboy. So yeah, I'm down here. I guess down here in the South for you folks that are up north or up East Coast or up West Coast. That's where I live. In Jersey, how long does porting take process? Okay, so porting, let's go back into that. It's an interesting topic. Porting is not, it's a bit of a process. So a maximum 45 days. We have to fill out, first we need to notify one housing authority. Then we need to get approval with an RTF packet, have that mailed to the other housing authority. We get an approval there, and then they do billing. So the one housing authority will either forward the money to the next state, or they will terminate you from their program, and then the other county or state picks it up. It's a bit of a process. And to be frank with you, that's the only type of consultant call that actually costs more, because I actually have to go back and forth with you over several weeks, a few minutes here and a few minutes there to get it done. But I ported people Hawaii, Puerto Rico, all over the country. A lot of people are leaving New York and LA, obviously. Let's see. So some of you guys are putting in messages that are not appropriate, and it looks like they're being blocked. I would look, don't use profanity and things like that, okay? Because that makes it difficult for you, and YouTube will ultimately ban your account for it. It may have been an instant mistake, but please, I know I'm using profanity in my own video, but if you're saying things you should, don't do that, okay? Next up, Mama G. Guys, make sure to click the like and subscribe. Yes. I never mentioned the like and subscribe. I always find when people do that in videos, it's really freaking annoying. Please like and subscribe. You got to hear that whole spill for 5 minutes. Please like, subscribe. Please push every fucking button on my channel. I try not to annoy people, but I still do it. Some of you guys hate some of my videos because I say okay a lot. Or it's in my older videos. It looks like I was taking the video with my mommy's flip phone. The early ones were bad, okay? Remember, nobody was paying me to do that job. I was just trying to help folks. So that's why it looks like I had taken it off of, an old Hollywood reel off a flip phone or something. So thankfully, I've invested in really good equipment now so you can hear and see me clearly. It's not like I'm shooting a video inside of a broom closet anymore. Isn't it nice? I'm on Social Security, and can you buy a house instead of porting? So there is a special program. If you are already in the Section 8 and the housing authorities, if you're already doing business that way, you've got a voucher, you're in the system, there is a way in which you could get a Section 8 house, get into a Section house purchase program. Okay, they're still rolling part of that out. It's going to be one of my next videos I'm going to make. I'm being very careful because when you give real estate advice, you're technically supposed to be licensed. Okay, so I have to walk a thin line when I give you guys advice when it comes to that type of thing. And every state has their own regulations. But I'm going to give you all the available federal and state advice about that, and then let you, proceed on your own on that. But yes, there is a way. Look, be under no disillusion with that. If you live in a big San Francisco, LA, New York, and some of the big cities, even if you got a loan, the house will still be $1 million. So I don't know how much I help it be. But if you want to port your voucher into a smaller city and state, that could be perfectly equitable. It means that you could probably get a house that would normally sell at $150,000. You might be able to walk in and get it at a walk-in price of $88,000 with zero down payment for about 6 years. Because the housing market, the whole financial market is so bad right now, you probably would be interest-free and down payment-free for probably a decade. I mean, things are pretty bad in our country on a financial level. So let's take a look at some of these other things. I need your help. Can I call you? Okay, so yes, the first thing you want to do with that, Ronald, is I post my email address almost in every video in the comment section. I usually pin that comment all the way to the top. Sometimes you can find my email in the description of the videos. And so I'm never going to publish my number out there because then I would have half the scam artists on YouTube, running a bot looking for my phone number, and then my phone would blow up. So email me, then I send you information. We talk back and forth. And then when we do an actual consult, then I communicate. I call you on my phone. We talk for 30 minutes and we square away whatever business that you need to take care of. Just understand that I deal primarily with housing and rental assistance and things of that nature, okay? I don't jump into shit I don't know. I only do what I know that I'm actually an expert at doing, okay? Let's see what else we got. I emailed you 2 days ago. Well, let me tell you something, guys. I've got 1,628 emails, okay, in the last 3 days. So right now, it would take me, if I didn't go to sleep, maybe 35 hours to answer them all. So I'm working through them as quick as I can. One of the things about YouTube is when you start making a lot of videos, you get a lot of emails. And I've never seen so many in my life. So I want very much to help you, Ronald. Now that I've identified your name and that you're willing to come to my channel and speak to me, I'm going to look into that and see if I can find it. But just remember, guys, I receive so many emails, people desperate. Also, remember, you're competing with mothers that have babies that are living under bridges. I've got elderly people that are in their 90s that are sitting in shelters that will likely kill them if they don't get out of there. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I've got situations that can keep you up at night, would bring you to tears. And this has been going on for years. There are cases that are so horrifying that people call me, that get on the phone, that I literally have to stop and catch my breath because it's such disgust that I get that these people have to go endure some of the things they do. I mean, we're talking about, I got a man with 12 children, okay? And these kids are living in a fucking tent in the woods. You understand? So as much as I would like very much to hurry to help all you guys that are on the verge of being evicted, I've also got children with no food, no home, no nothing. So I'm doing my best, guys. So I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching at anybody. I'm just saying just be patient with me because there are souls out there right now that need help as much as you do, So moving on. Yeah, man, it's heartbreaking. I've been close to tears a few times. I take this stuff personally. I've always been into this to help people. This is not a game for me. This is not for fun. This is not for, for me to make a nickel for every ad y'all watch. I could care less whether this channel was monetized or not. It's never been about that. For any of you that don't believe that, look to the 150 videos. Look at that stuff. All those videos. You think I was doing it because somebody gave me a paycheck? Nobody paid me nothing. Before all this equipment here to record all this stuff, nobody paid for any of that stuff, So that's why when I get a troll on my channel that trolls me about, hey, man, you charge consulting, why don't you give it for free? Hey, man, look, I'm getting your rent, helping you get your rent for free, helping you get in Section 8 for free. Now you'd like me to personally be indentured to you, and then I should work for free for you too. So when I get people that troll me, I'm going to troll you back. I'm a grown man. If you talk shit, I'm going to talk it right back to you. So let that be a lesson to people that don't understand how things work, what reality really dictates. So when I ask you guys to pay me a fee, man, let me tell you something. A lot of the fees that were paid to me helped save a cat. I spent $1,000 saving a cat. I value life just that way, okay? So moving on, guys. So Guy Billio said, you're obnoxious and arrogant. So Guy, let me tell you something, man. You can count today to being your last time on this channel. I'm going to block you, and then you're done, all right? And yeah, you're right. You're the shady. I'm going to get rid of you right now. Let's see. So there we go. We just ejected him. So some people wear their feelings on their shoulders, and so that's the thing about this. I deal with people that are older. I deal with people that are on the street. I have to be able to talk a language that everybody understands. And sometimes it comes off, maybe it's arrogant. Maybe it feels a little bit strong, but I have to be able to appeal to a wider, broader audience of people. In order to do that, sometimes it comes off as harsh, okay? But, we live in a tough society. And a lot of us that are struggling to get housing or rental assistance, we do what we have to do in order to get things done and not try to always be frank and upfront. I'm not going to, if you're looking for somebody that's going to be pleasant and bubbly all the time on YouTube, that's not always me. I want to convey the truth and deliver the best way I can to you guys. Most people respect that. And then you have other fellows like that they can't handle it. They go into a mental twist and, they want to go crazy in the comment section. Good luck to that fella. All right, so let's see what other questions we've got. Mama G, you're welcome back. Ronald. So Ronald says he thinks my fee is low. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Look, it's just a fee. Most of these fees, man, I'm still paying off the camera equipment, stuff like that. I imagine if I could do it 8 hours a day, I could probably produce $1,000, $1,200 a week. Okay, I know a lot of you guys actually make more than me. Some of you've got Social Security checks that would probably probably show me up. So guys, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I've been cackling on for a while, but I wanted to know, we got a stimulus package coming out. We got rental assistance from 2 different presidents right now available. If you guys need help with that, that's fine. If not, the thing is, you can still do it yourself. It's going to take time and research. A lot of you guys, when you do pay for the consult, I get up about 3 a.m. I do about an hour's research. Sometimes I actually even have to call the county, or I may even call the Treasury Department, and then plus the time I spend on the phone. So really, I'm not getting too rich off of consults, and I only do a limited number every day. So now, for you guys that need Section 8 and all that, those can be complex issues, and I work with you guys personally. Most of you know, whether you pay for 30 minutes or not, a lot of you guys, I spend an hour or more on the phone with you. I don't stop until y'all are successful, and most people by reputation know that because they keep coming back to me. They know they can text, they can call, they can email, and we work through it. And like I said, on a reputation side of getting it done, I think that most people have received housing. It's only a few hardcore cases where people were less than honest about the situation that didn't receive housing vouchers or housing. So let's see what else we got here. So yeah, like I said, I appreciate y'all guys, but I'm just gonna be frank, man. I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm not gonna take shit off of people on YouTube. Most of y'all are great, 99.9%. But if y'all are ever expecting me to be, bubbly and not truthful, you've got the wrong guy. I mean, there's plenty of clowns on YouTube that can give you bad advice. I'm not going to be one of them, okay? So I'm always going to be straight. And for those of you that are too sensitive for that, hey, man, that's tough shit. I don't know how to help you with that. So, all right, guys, look, it's been fun. Unfortunately, we couldn't get too deep into things. I wanted to introduce myself, talk to you guys. That way you can judge whether or not I would be the type of person that would be, equitable to help you with your problem. I certainly have the experience to tell you guys, investigate the channel, look at my track history, And, if it feels good for you and you believe that I can bring something better to your situation, I'm here to work for you. If you have questions or comments, I answer those. I've, in fact, answered nearly every comment my channel's ever had, and I do it usually within a few hours to a few days. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys, and I'm hoping I hope y'all don't do what happened this summer when y'all got stimulus checks. I watched everybody pop the fireworks. Man, don't blow them up in the sky. This weekend, if you get that $1,400, man, save a little bit. That way you can go out and enjoy something nice. Maybe take your family out or pay a little bit of rent. Actually, don't pay your rent because it'd be wiser. Now, don't get me wrong. Pay your rent. But wait to see if you can get rental assistance before you go and pay your rent, okay? Because that would be that would be me giving bad advice. So, look, I've enjoyed this, guys. So y'all have a good night. Bye.